Hi, so I'm just jumping on here. I thought I could explain maybe a little bit in a nutshell kind of type way what is cognitive behavioural hypnotherapy and what kind of techniques might you learn if you were to do a hypnobirthing course which used cognitive behavioural hypnotherapy. So I'm going to go to share a screen. I thought it might be easier to do it this way. So there's quite a lot of information. So bear with me. Okey-doke. So pop this forward. So yeah, I'll read this out and you can read at the same time. Sometimes people prefer to read, sometimes people prefer to listen, so however works for you. So what is cognitive behavioural hypnotherapy, or CBH? And how can I use this for my pregnancy and birth and beyond? Because plenty of tools you can use, not just for pregnancy and birth, but way beyond. So cognitive behavioural hypnotherapy, CBH, combines a cognitive behavioural therapy, CBT, approach with hypnosis. So what is CBT? Now obviously this is in a nutshell. There are tons, vast amounts of books written on CBT. But in a nutshell, CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy, is a talking therapy which looks at any current issues or any current issues a person is experiencing, rather than focusing on the past. So CBT focuses on problem solving, turning worries into solutions, and helping the person change how they think, feel, and behave around certain things or situations. So CBT is teaching new ways of thinking, how to let go of thoughts, how to relax, how to calm down, how to problem solve, how to approach scary things, how to be assertive, etc. And what is hypnosis? So there's nothing magical about hypnosis. It's simply a powerful way of using your imagination, and you're mentally rehearsing how you wish to react and behave in your target situation. For example, during your labour, or maybe postnatally as a parent, or any other situation. Obviously, I'm just linking it to labour and birth here for this purpose. So during hypnosis, you're simply opening your mind, allowing it to become suggestible by relaxing and being attentive to the positive ideas that are being suggested to you. And this could be either via a script that your partner's reading to you, if it's a hypnobirthing script, or via an audio that's been recorded, or if you're having clinical hypnosis by the hypnotherapist reading the script out to you, or that kind of thing. So various ways, so either an audio or face-to-face, someone reading it out to you. And you're always in control, always. And anytime you want to come out of hypnosis, you simply open your eyes. I think sometimes things like stage hypnosis on the TV shows could put a lot of people off. They are literally staged, where people kind of act like fools and eat onions as if they're apples and that kind of thing. It's very staged. Clinical hypnosis and self-hypnosis are nothing like that whatsoever. It's very, very safe. There are some contraindications, but generally speaking, it's very good for you and very relaxing. Hypnosis is an ordinary process, so something you've probably experienced many times without calling it hypnosis. So, for example, you may have got deeply absorbed in a film or a book to the extent that it brings about a physical and emotional reaction of some kind. So maybe getting scared at a horror film, sad at a sad film, laughing at a funny film, whatever, just getting involved in what's going on. And we're always giving ourselves suggestions. We don't even know half the time. Sadly, often negative ones, which limit us. So if you suffer from worry or rumination, which is focused attention on the things that worry you, the good news is you're already an excellent hypnotic subject. You already know how to lose track of time, become less aware of your surroundings, and elaborate on the content of your negative thoughts in great detail, often for many hours. And the other good news is that you can rewrite the story of your thoughts and make them into something positive. So kind of more than thoughts later. Whoops, gone back a bit, let's go back. Hold on, where did I get to? Don't know where I got to there. Anyway, so cognitive behavioural hypnotherapy integrates a CBT approach and combines it with hypnosis, which is a fantastically powerful combination. So how can CBH, cognitive behavioural hypnotherapy techniques, help you during pregnancy? So in my book, Let's Talk About Preparing for Your Baby's Birth, which is part of the Pinter and Martin Let's Talk About series, you will learn the useful skill of how to do self-hypnosis, which is incredibly empowering. Once you've learned this skill, it's yours for life. You haven't got to worry about headphones and audios. You can just take yourself off into self-hypnosis whenever you feel like the need to do so. So it's a great skill to have. There are exercises on how to become more aware of your thoughts. Our thoughts are very powerful things. You know, they can have an effect on us physically as well as mentally. So how are you talking to yourself about labour and birth? You know, you might find yourself kind of worrying about labour and birth. So here's an example of one exercise on awareness of thoughts. So finding yourself just drifting off, maybe you're half daydreaming, you're pottering around, and suddenly you think, I'm not going to be able to cope with labour. It's going to be horrible, and you're kind of going off on, you know, a tangent, thinking, oh, it's going to be horrible. What if I forget how to breathe? What if, you know, I just can't cope with it? And the minute you kind of become aware that you're having those kind of thoughts, just literally stop. You can even say it out loud, stop. Or some people imagine a flashing stop sign in their mind's eye, stop, just in its tracks. Relax, so breathe in, breathe out, relax. So let your body relax. And repeat, I can handle this. My body knows what to do and I can cope. I can breathe, I can relax and accept. And then the above statement can become a coping statement or an affirmation, something that you repeat to yourself over and over again in a positive way. You can, every time you kind of have a negative thought, you can stop it in its tracks and replace it with that one. You can use that affirmation by putting it all around your house, writing it on a post-it note, sticking it to places where you go frequently, repeating it, saying it over and over again, and just becoming more aware of your thoughts, how you're talking to yourself, and noticing those thoughts, switching them and changing them for something more positive, more helpful, more useful. Take a look at different questions you can ask yourself to help you get some perspective on any concerns you have. For example, this concern I have, how likely is it to happen to me? That really, on a percentage, like extremely likely, or really not very likely? What, if anything, am I mistaken about? So is this fact, or is this hearsay, or what could you be mistaken about? How might my thoughts and feelings be distorted? Is this my truth, or is it someone else's story? So again, what might you be mistaken about? Maybe you're focusing on a negative birth story you heard, or a frightening birth scene from a film that just sticks in your mind, neither of which are your story, and so on. So there are lots of questions that you kind of go through and processes to kind of get to the nitty-gritty. And if the concerns are real, then you can talk to someone like a consultant midwife or a senior midwife. If you feel you're not getting any answers from your short appointments with your midwife, you can always call up the main hospital number who you're under, ask to speak with a consultant midwife. Do it sooner rather than later, because he or she obviously going to be busy. They'll give you a time, but they can call back and speak with you, and you can get those concerns out in the air, out open, and chat through them with someone and see if there's a way you can kind of get around this. So it's a really underused resource, a consultant midwife. I might do a separate post on that another time. Now, alongside powerful techniques such as touching on the importance of mindfulness, again, there are many amount of books written on all of this stuff. This is a real nutshell. There are tons of books written on mindfulness, on hypnosis and CBT. So touching upon the importance of mindfulness, how this can help you in pregnancy, during labour and beyond, how and why affirmations and visualizations work. They may sound a bit airy-fairy, but they're not, so they do work. Developing an understanding about the powerful effect of language on the mind and body during labour. So words are powerful, and understanding how and why that may be and what we can do about that. Understanding how you can use a hugely beneficial hypnotic cues and post-hypnotic suggestions to conjure up a more resourceful state. So one where you feel relaxed, strong, positive, or whatever state it is you're wanting to feel. Powerful tools and hypnosis script on releasing fears as well. So all in all, there are 10 audios to help you kind of transform how you think and feel about your upcoming birth, including a confidence boosting postnatal one as well, audio for once your baby's here. So there are lots of different types of audios. There's one for induction of labour, cesarean birth. There's one for the birth partner, a mindfulness one, lots of different types. So if you're interested in using CBH techniques for labour and birth, or would like to know what else is included in the course, then I will add a link to a blog post which explains not just this side of things, but also the antenatal education part, what gets covered, and so on. And as ever, any questions, feel free to get in touch. And there's my email address, which is jackie@baby-bumps.net. So I hope that's helped a little bit, explain a little bit about what CBH is, a little bit about what's included in the book. And like I said, any questions, feel free to get in touch. See you later.